Hello students, I am Samruddhi Naseri from Deccan Education Society's Brihan Maharashtra College of Commerce, Pune. I am here to teach you English. Students, you know that your textbook is divided into 4 sections. Section 1 Prose, Section 2 Poetry, Section 3 Writing Skills and Section 4 Novel. Today, we are going to learn the third section, that is writing skills. And in that writing skills, we are going to take two writing skills, summary writing and mind mapping. So students, let's begin with the presentation. So students, today we are going to see section 3, writing skills. And in that, we are going to see first the summary writing. So you would ask me that what is summary writing? So summary writing here is described as one of the elementary principles of writing. Elementary means one of the basic principles of writing. So summary writing is to express in brief the main points of the given text. What exactly is summary writing? That whatever the points are given in the passage, main points of the given text, when you write in the form of the passage, then it is called as. The purpose of summary writing is to give the reader a clear objective picture of the original text. That means when the passage is given, then from that passage, what is understood by you, what is the main theme of the passage, what is the objective of the given passage, all those things are described in summary writing, and that too in brief. And therefore, this is what is called as summary writing. Summary restates only the main points without giving examples or details. Whenever you write a summary, you just have to write the main points without giving any examples or details. It happens that in the given passage, more details are given. All those details or examples you have to delete in summary writing, and you just have to write the main points without the examples or details. Then you would ask me that what is the difference between a summary writing and a note making? So the difference is that summary writing is written in a paragraph while note making is written in points. Students, you all know that for summary writing and for note making, unseen passage is given in the exam. From that unseen passage, when you write only the main points in the form of a paragraph, then that is called as summary writing. And if you write those main points in the form of either a table or points or the tree diagram, then that is called as note making. So this is what is called as summary writing. You must have got the idea now that what exactly is summary writing. मराठीत ज्याला आपण सारांश लेखन असं म्हणतो तेच म्हणजे समरी रायटिंग. समरी रायटिंगमध्ये एखादा पॅसेज दिलेला असतो, तो पॅसेज तुम्हाला मेन थीम बरोबर मेन पॉइंट्स बरोबर लिहायचा असतो. इन शॉर्ट, अगदी थोड्या शब्दात जे काही पॅसेजमध्ये दिलं असेल त्या पॅसेजचे मेन पॉइंट्स तुम्हाला समरीमध्ये लिहायचे असतात. नाव यू वुड आस्क मी दॅट हाऊ टू राईट दिस समरी, what things we should do while writing the summary. So these are the do's of summary writing in front of you. The first step is read and reread the passage at least twice. That means the given passage you have to read as well as reread. Why? To get the exact theme, to understand the main theme of the given passage. If you don't understand the main theme, then you will not be able to write the summary. Therefore, you first have to read and reread the passage at least twice to understand the main theme. Next point is read the instructions given in the question. Now, what instructions are given in the question? That write the summary of the given passage with a suitable title. So title writing is very important in summary writing, because without a title, the examiner won't understand that what exactly the passage is about. Therefore, before reading the passage, you must read the instructions which are given in the question. Next point, find exactly what you need to summarize. After reading and rereading the passage, you understand the main theme, then you read the instructions very carefully in the question, and that time you exactly understand that what exactly you have to summarize, which is the main theme of the passage, that you understand after reading and rereading the passage. After that, identify the main idea through the process of asking questions to yourself. What kind of questions you have to ask? That what the passage is about, what is the main theme of the passage, which things I have to include in summary, which things I have to exclude from the summary. So all these things you have to ask to yourself when you identify the main idea, and that you can do with the process of asking questions to yourself. Then there are some more do's of summary writing. You can form short sentences on your own. Form your own sentences and don't copy it from the given passage. Why you have to form short sentences? Because if you form these sentences, you will commit less mistakes in grammar. So whatever you have understood from the given passage, you have to make short sentences of your own, and in that form you have to write the summary. You should not copy all the sentences from the given passage. Next point is connect the sentences using linkers. Which are the linkers? Linkers are so, therefore, yet, and, so that, as soon as, in spite of, etc. So why these linkers are essential? Because students, when you write the summary in the form of a passage, it should look like a passage and not like a note making or not like the points. Therefore, you must use these linkers, and because of these linkers, there will be connectivity in the sentences and the passage of summary would look like a passage and not like the points. Therefore, if you want to join the two sentences, you have to use these linkers. You can use any of these linkers like so, therefore, yet, and, so that, as soon as, in spite of, etc. Then the next point is omit details such as dates, numbers, or statistics. It happens that in the given text, some dates are given, some numbers are given, some statistics are given, but you have to avoid all these things in summary writing, as you are supposed to write only the main theme and not the details of dates, numbers, etc. Therefore, if you omit these details, then your summary also would be shorter than the given passage. And the last point here is avoid your own interpretation. Put the data as it is without your opinion. Here, it happens many a times that the passage which is given, you know more about the passage or you want to give your opinion on it. So, you should not give your opinion on the given passage. You have to put the data as it is. Whatever information is given in the passage, you have to write it as it is without giving your own opinion on it. So these are all the do's of summary writing. Next comes the don'ts of summary writing. That means which things you should not include in summary writing. There are 5 points given. Don't include, don't exclude, don't add, don't comment, and don't give examples. That means you should not include the unnecessary information in the summary writing, even if it is given in the original passage. Like it is given that examples, dates, etc. should not be included in summary writing. Next point is don't exclude. What you should not exclude, that means the original theme, the main theme of the passage, you should not exclude in summary writing. That must be added in it. The next point is don't add. That means the point which we have seen in do's of summary writing, that don't add additional information in the passage even if you know it, but it is not given in the original passage. म्हणजेच ओरिजिनल पॅसेजमध्ये एखादी गोष्ट दिलेली नसेल तर आणि तुम्हाला माहिती असेल तरीही ती तुम्हाला समरी रायटिंगमध्ये देता येणार नाही. नेक्स्ट इज don't comment. You should not comment on whatever is given in the passage. Writing a comment is not allowed in summary writing. And lastly, don't give examples. That means in the original passage, if some examples are given, you have to omit those examples in summary writing. Summary writing ची length कमी असायला हवी आणि ती लेंथ कमी असायला आपल्याला फक्त मेन पॅसेजची जी थीम आहे तीच थीम समरीमध्ये लिहायची आहे. म्हणून थीम एक्सप्लेन करताना एक्झाम्पल्स जर ओरिजिनल पॅसेजमध्ये दिलेले असतील तर ते एक्झाम्पल्स आपल्याला लिहायचे नाही आहेत समरी रायटिंगमध्ये. आणि म्हणूनच या सगळ्या गोष्टी समरी रायटिंग लिहिताना आपल्याला अवॉइड करायच्या आहेत. डोंट इन्क्लूड, डोंट एक्सक्लूड, डोंट ॲड, डोंट कमेंट अँड डोंट गिव्ह एक्झाम्पल्स. Now, what is the next step? What you are supposed to do exactly in summary writing? So these are the steps for summary writing whenever it comes in your exam. If any passage comes in the exam, now all of you know that the passage is unseen. So that passage should be read twice. So read the article twice, that means 2 times. Ask questions to yourself about the purpose of writing. That means what is the purpose of the original text, what is the exact theme of the original text, that you must understand while reading the passage. Identify the main idea. Which is the main theme, which is the main idea that you must know after reading the passage twice. Write the first draft. After reading the passage twice, write the first draft. That means a rough draft you can write for summary. That means you have to include all the main points in the first draft. Revise your first draft and edit it. That means after writing the first draft, you again read the original passage and just see that whether you have omitted certain points or have you included all the points. For that, you must revise your first draft, and if any points you have to include, then edit it, add it, etc. And after that, write the final draft. In this way, you have to write the summary. These are the steps for writing summary. कुठलंही आर्टिकल दिलं असताना ते 2दा वाचा. 2दा वाचल्यावर त्या पॅसेजचा पर्पज काय आहे, मेन थीम काय आहे ते लक्षात घ्या. ते लक्षात घेतल्यावर फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट म्हणजे एक रफ ड्राफ्ट तयार करा समरीचा. तो लिहिल्यावर परत एकदा चेक करा की आपले पॉईंट्स कुठले आपण नाही लिहिलेत का, आणि नंतर त्याचा फायनल ड्राफ्ट तयार करून तो लिहा. आणि तो म्हणजेच तुमची फायनल राईटअप असेल, फायनल समरी असेल. So these are the steps for summary writing. Now we will see mind mapping. Mind mapping is also a kind of note making, a kind of summary writing, but in different way. Therefore, these 2 writing skills I have taken together. So what is mind mapping? A mind map is a diagram for representing ideas and concepts. Whatever ideas we have in our mind, if we draw those ideas in the form of figures, that is called as mind map. This is a graphical way to represent tasks or words and is arranged around the central concept. As I told you, it is a design, it is a diagram, or it is a graphical way to represent tasks or words. which are given in the passage, and that is arranged around a central concept which is given in the passage. Different shapes, arrows, lines, etc. can be used to describe our point of view through mind map. As it is a graphical representation, so you have to draw different shapes, arrows, lines, etc. to tell the central concept and the related concepts to it in your figure. Thoughts, ideas, or concepts that keep on generating in our mind can be represented through mind mapping. Whatever comes in our mind after reading the passage, all those thoughts or ideas or concepts should be drawn in a mind map. माइंड मॅप म्हणजे एक ग्राफिकल रिप्रेझेंटेशन असतं ज्याच्यात तुम्हाला डायग्राम्स काढावे लागतात, डिफरंट शेप्स काढावे लागतात, ॲरोज काढावे लागतात, लाईन्स काढावे लागतात आणि त्या लाईन्सनी तुम्हाला रिप्रेझेंट करायचं असतं की जो पॅसेज तुम्हाला दिला आहे त्याची सेंट्रल कन्सेप्ट काय आहे, त्याच्या रिलेटेड कन्सेप्ट्स काय आहेत हे माइंड मॅपिंग थ्रू तुम्हाला दाखवायचं असतं. नाव जस्ट ॲज वी हॅव सीन द स्टेप्स फॉर समरी रायटिंग, these are the steps to draw a mind map. What steps should be followed while drawing a mind map? A paragraph or situation or points are given for mind mapping. Just as for summary writing, the unseen passage is given, for mind mapping also, sometimes a paragraph is given, sometimes a situation is given, or sometimes some points are given. Then what is the next step for mind mapping? Read the paragraph carefully. Just as in summary writing we have seen that you have to read the paragraph at least twice, in mind mapping also you have to read the paragraph very carefully. Know the central theme of the paragraph. Here also, after reading the passage, you must know that what is the main idea or what is the central theme of the paragraph. Choose any shape, arrows, lines, balloons, boxes, curved arrows, scribbles, scrolls, etc. to describe your point of view. As it is a graphical representation, you have to choose some of the shapes only. You don't have to write anything like summary. You don't have to write the points like note making, but you have to first choose the shape. Like which shapes you can choose? You can choose arrows, you can choose lines or balloons or boxes or curved arrows or scribbles or scrolls. So anything, any of the shapes you can choose for mind mapping and draw the chosen shape. So once you choose the shape, you have to draw that shape in the paper. Start filling the details in the chosen shape. As you have drawn the shape, after that, whatever the main points are given in the passage, you have to start filling the details in that chosen shape and then complete the diagram with all the details mentioned in the given paragraph. So as you have chosen the shape, as you have started filling the details, you have to complete that diagram with all the details which are mentioned in the given paragraph or points or situation. In this way, you have to draw a mind map. Mind map draw करताना तुम्हाला सुरुवातीला पॅसेज रीड करावा लागेल. एखादा पॅसेज दिलेला असेल किंवा एखादी सिच्युएशन दिलेली असेल किंवा काही पॉइंट्स दिलेले असतील ते आधी वाचायचे. ते वाचल्यावर त्याची मेन कन्सेप्ट काय आहे, मेन आयडिया काय आहे ती लक्षात घ्यायची. ती लक्षात घेतल्यावर एखादा शेप चूज करायचा. कुठल्याही प्रकारचे शेप्स तुम्ही चूज करू शकता. ॲरोज, बलून्स, लाईन्स, बॉक्सेस कुठल्याही प्रकारचे. ते चूज केल्यावर तो शेप तुम्हाला पेपरवर ड्रॉ करायचा आहे. पेपरवर ड्रॉ केल्यावर त्याच्यातले जे डिटेल्स आहेत ते डिटेल्स त्या शेप्समध्ये भरायचेत आणि ते डिटेल्स भरल्यावर तो डायग्राम कंप्लीट करायचा आहे आणि जे जे मेन पॉइंट्स दिलेले असतील पॅराग्राफमध्ये ते सगळे पॉइंट्स त्याच्यात इन्क्लूड झाले पाहिजे हे तुम्हाला चेक करायचं आहे आणि मग तो फायनल शेप माइंड मॅपिंगचा तयार होईल. अशा प्रकारे माइंड मॅप ड्रॉ करायचा आहे. हा माइंड मॅप ड्रॉ करताना काही शेप्स तुम्हाला यूज करायचे आहेत, कुठले शेप्स तुम्ही यूज करू शकता, which designs you can choose for mind mapping. So here are some examples of designs for mind mapping. You can see this shape here, that central topic is given, its subtopics are given, and related ideas are also given for mind mapping. So according to the original passage, according to the theme of the passage, you can choose such kind of shapes. One is given here. There are some more shapes which you can draw for mind map, which I will show you right now. These are some more designs for mind mapping. Central concept and related ideas to it. You can draw the shape, oval shape, which is given on the left hand side, or you can draw the squares or rectangles which are given on the right hand side. So you can draw any kind of shape, but it should be related to the theme of the passage. Here are some more designs for mind mapping, and in that the details are also filled. On the left hand side, you will see the figure with qualities of a leader. In that, various qualities are given. The main idea is given in the center, and other ideas, other details are given. The qualities of a leader are given in other shapes which are related to it. That is inspirational, honest, highly committed, passionate, reflective, decisive, creative, problem solver, supportive, etc. Then on the right hand side, you will see another shape. You can draw the mind map in this way also. So here are some examples, but it is not compulsory that you have to draw these shapes only. You can choose any kind of shape for mind mapping. So I hope that you have understood that what is to be written in summary writing and mind mapping, which are the steps for mind mapping and which are the steps for summary writing. Now we will see one example of summary writing and mind mapping. Here I have taken one passage, and that passage only we will convert into summary writing as well as into mind mapping. So the question here is, read the given paragraph and write a summary with a suitable title and develop a mind mapping frame or design showing Gillian Lyne's life. The same passage is given in your textbook. So I'm reading the passage first, and then we will see its summary and its mind mapping. As evidence of how schools kill creativity, Robinson cites the example of a young girl called Gillian Lyne who, at the age of 8, was already viewed as a problem student with a probable learning difficulty due to her inability to sit still and concentrate. When her mother sought a medical explanation for Gillian's constant fidgeting and lack of focus, the doctor suggested they speak privately. As the two adults got up to leave, the doctor turned on the radio. Left alone in a music-filled room, young Gillian began to dance. Observing her through the window, the doctor turned to her mother. "Gillian is not sick," he said. "She is a dancer." Today, at the age of 92, Gillian can look back on a long career in ballet dance and musical theatre, which saw her become one of the world's most successful choreographers, with hits like Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats and Phantom of the Opera among her many achievements. Yet, her school had all but written her off, mistaking her extraordinary talent for some form of behavioral problem or cognitive impairment. This is the given passage. Now we will see that how the summary of this passage is written in the form of a paragraph, how main points are covered in summary writing. For summary writing, writing the suitable title is very, very important. Without that, you should not proceed for summary writing. So here is the title, "Do Schools Kill Creativity?" Question mark is given. I am reading out the summary now. Gillian Lyne was 8-year-old girl and was viewed as a problem child by the school due to her inability to concentrate. When her mother wanted medical explanation for the same, the doctor suggested to speak privately. When Gillian was alone in the room with the radio on, she began to dance. By observing her, the doctor told the mother that Gillian is not sick but a dancer. Later, she became a successful ballet dancer and choreographer, but her school had mistaken her extraordinary talent with behavioral problem. So, you will see that the passage which we have read in 3 slides, the summary of it comes in just 1 paragraph, and you can see that only main points are covered in summary writing and main details only are given in summary writing with a suitable title. Okay, so in this way, summary of the given passage should be written. Now, how to draw a mind map for the same passage? Here is the answer. Here is a mind map for the same passage of Gillian Lyne's life. You will see that here a different shape is chosen, and in that shape the details are drawn. Gillian Lyne, 8-year-old girl, problem child. Only points are written in the boxes. Inability to concentrate is the second point. Medical explanation is the third point. Radio on, Gillian dances, fourth point. Not sick but a dancer, next point. And last point is successful ballet dancer and choreographer. Okay, so in this way, a mind map also should be drawn for the same passage. So you must be knowing now, you must have understood now that what exactly is mind map and what exactly is summary writing. We can take different passages for summary as well as for mind map and can make a practice of these things with the help of such kind of figures, or you can write your own paragraph for summary writing. In this way, the mind map and summary writing should be done, should be written. सगळ्यांना कळलंच असेल की माइंड मॅप आणि समरी रायटिंग कसं लिहायचं किंवा कसं ड्रॉ करायचं. समरी रायटिंगमध्ये एकच पॅसेज लिहायचा असतो ज्याचं शीर्षक देणं तुम्हाला आवश्यक असतं आणि त्या पॅसेजमध्ये जो ओरिजिनल पॅसेज आहे त्याची मेन थीम फक्त लिहायची असते आणि माइंड मॅपिंगमध्ये कुठलाही शेप चूज करून त्यातले जे मेन पॉइंट्स आहेत ते फक्त त्या बॉक्सेसमध्ये किंवा बलून्समध्ये मांडायचे असतात आणि अशा प्रकारे माइंड मॅप आणि समरी रायटिंग लिहायचं असतं किंवा ड्रॉ करायचं असतं. So students, today you must have understood that what is summary writing and what is mind mapping. We have seen the steps for summary writing. We have seen do's and don'ts of summary writing, as well as we have seen steps to write mind map, its introduction, and later on we have seen the example of summary writing and mind mapping. We have taken one example, one passage, and from that passage we have written summary writing as well as we have drawn the mind map. So students, if you have to practice more for summary writing and mind mapping, different passages are given in your textbook and you can make practice of it by reading those passages and by writing the summary of it or by drawing mind map for it. Thank you.